What's up? What's up? How you guys doing tonight? All right. Tonight, I want to talk about this gentleman here by the name of Jimmy Kimmel. Of course, he has his own late night talk shows and all that silly mess. People actually sit and laugh to some of his dry jokes and silly memes and all this kind of stuff. I don't watch that kind of stuff. It never interests me. But of course, the media and the entertainment world, they push things like that, just so he can push what I'm fixing to talk about. Jimmy Kimmel stated that Donald Trump has the country on the brinks of a civil war. So I'm going to go ahead and read some of the things that he stated. So Jimmy Kimmel believes the country is inching closer to a civil war and says a lot of the blame for the falls squarely on the shoulders of Donald Trump. So he goes on and he states, he's mostly talking about the Trump supporters. And he talks about, I look back sometimes at some of the things I've said about people who support Trump, and I realize, how do you think they're doing to react when you call them stupid? Sometimes it's hard for me to resist because I think things are stupid. But I can almost guarantee you, if we all approach everything in a different way, we wouldn't be on the brinks of a civil war in this country. So the guy goes on and asks him, do you really believe that? Then he stated, I think we might be. But I worry that our president is subtly putting it out there by using words like courage, which is not at all what this is about. Then they continue on, especially talking about the Supreme Court siding with the president and allowing Congress to hand Trump the second term. I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to have a rational reaction to that. And what a terrible position for our leaders to put us in, talking about if Donald Trump gets reelected. But of course, unfortunately, we don't have to worry about that because he will not get reelected. And that was stated by the gentleman he did a podcast with in an episode of Higher Learning podcast. So I guess it's being ran by someone in a group or a person called The Ringers. Podcast with Van Lathan and Rachel Lindsley. So, a civil war, huh? If I could add, one thing I notice about the media? They don't ask the right questions. They don't. They don't ask the right questions. The first question you should ask him is, do you even know what a civil war is? And who's going to participate in this civil war? In public schools, they teach you about the Civil War. They tell you about the Civil War was based off of slavery. That's what they say. They fought through slavery, freeing the black folks. That's what the Civil War. That's what the indoctrination camp called the public schools teach you about so-called Civil War. They tell you that if you were black, you were a slave, and people like Abraham Lincoln freed your ass through the Civil War, where the North versus the South, they were fighting to keep you as slaves or not slaves. So somebody need to ask Jimmy Kimmel, what that mean? What does that mean? What does that really mean? Besides saying anybody who supports Donald Trump is stupid, but what does that mean? Since you think every damn thing is stupid, what does it mean, Civil War? Who's going to fight in it? It sure in the hell ain't going to be me. And we know definitely you ain't going to fight in it. You're going to sit in your high rise in Hollywood. Popping little boys or popping little girls, whatever the hell y'all freaky asses do up there. But I just want to know who is going to fight in the Civil War. Is it going to be the tiki torches on the right? Or is it going to be the globalists on the left? Because it's just going to be a bunch of white folks fighting each other over who's white and who's wrong. Yes, I said it. Who is white and who is wrong. Because I done told you in my last video, black folks ain't fighting shit. Black folks, all they want to do is go to church, go to work through Monday through Friday, and party and bullshit on Saturday. They ain't trying to fight shit. And then at grandmama's kitchen table, they want to talk about how the white man is oppressing them. And there ain't a damn thing they can do about it. But hey, you ain't got to do shit. Especially when you got liberal white folks that's telling you that it's okay to know that you're oppressed. I stand with you. Donald Trump is a racist. I stand with you. You know. But when you got people like him making comments about Civil War, what that mean? Who's going to fight it? If it's going to be white folks fighting each other, then hey, go at it. Go for it. I'm going to sit back and watch. I'm going to sit back and watch like, damn. Shit. But we all know you ain't going to do that, Jim. You're going to go to those parties. You know, in California when you're supposed to be locked down, but it's okay. You know how y'all do in Hollywood. Y'all got those little private parties. Like I said, the civil rights was not the civil rights, but the Civil War was not fought to free slaves. It was over the 13 states that fought against having the international banks in their presiding states. Had nothing to do with slaves. There were slaves all over the country, quiet as kept, all over the world. You had the Asians who were enslaved. They're the ones that build the railroads. You had the Irish. They were in the mines, in the Carolinas, in the West Virginias. They were slaves, the Irish. You had Jews who were slaves. It wasn't just black folks. You had the Indians. They also were slaves. And your first slave owners, the first slave owner was a black man. So once again, when you talk about the Civil War, I want to know, what are you talking about? How is it going to happen? Who's going to participate in it? Who's going to fight it? Because I'm telling you right now, I ain't fighting shit. And we know damn well you ain't going to fight it. You see, people are so hell-bent on hating Donald Trump. Before Donald Trump was even in office, everybody loved Donald Trump. He was all on their TV shows. He even talked about running for president on Oprah's show, and Oprah the one that said he should. Now the man runs it. Now all of a sudden, now he's the most hated and he's the most racist man in this society has ever saw. And you got dudes like this sitting up there talking about a civil war. Who's gonna fight it? You the one that stated that shit. I didn't say there was gonna be no civil war, because I'm telling you right now, black folks ain't fighting shit. Black folks can't fight. They want to party and bullshit. That's why black folks at the bottom of the barrel. They don't want to do no reading, no research, no understanding, no educating themselves, but just go along to get along. Every damn thing is racist, but yet and still ain't nobody put a burning cross in your front lawn. Nobody put your neck in a noose. Nobody run you off the road and called you a nigger. You're a fucking nigger. Nobody did that. Shit. But all of a sudden now we got civil war talking about here. Mr. White Man said we on the brink of a civil war. Like I said, I want to know who's going to fight it, because it sure in the hell ain't going to be me. All I see now is a bunch of white folks arguing and fussing and fighting each other over liberal shit and conservative protests. So, guys, I just want to talk about this, get this off my chest. Now, some of these folks need to ask the right questions. How is the Civil War going to be started and funded? I need to know this.